Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thanks for joining me, whether you're watching live here on Facebook or if you're catching the replay here or on YouTube. I'm so glad that you've joined me. I am Nan Gurlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I'm here to help you connect to your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you making something handmade to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All right. First up, as always, is Friday night Stampin' results. And this was the winning card from Friday night. Both got votes, which was great. This is Russ's card. So we have a three-peat. That's right. He's basically a dynasty at this point, right? So, but yeah, this is a fabulous one. Hello, Penny. So glad you're here this week. Live at least. So, but yeah, this one uses the Frosted Forest bundle. So the dies here and then the shading on the tree. So it's stamped first, and then the bundle has masks or stencils that add the shading. So really, really nice. Russ has to pay royalties on the three-peat. I don't know. I hope not. Woot, woot. So funny. So I did want to point out that, because I always like to mention the celebration, right? We are coming to the end of celebration. There's less than 11 days left. It ends on February 28th. And so if you're going to buy crafting supplies anyway, why not get free stuff on top of it, right? That's what Celebration's all about. You spend $60 or more, and basically for every $60 you spend before shipping and tax, you get to pick out a free item, like the Fun Seagulls set that we've used, or the I think it's earlier on, but the fruit paper that we used, or we have new items or more items that can be purchased or gotten free. And one of them is the Planted Paradise stamp set that I used on my card. So there you go. Just like to point out all of your options, because I would not be doing my job if I didn't let you know all of your options, right? So, okay. Tonight we are doing techniques, and I am continuing the techniques using our Stampin' Right markers, which are our water-based markers, not the alcohol markers, not the blends. So these are basically the same inks that are in our Stampin' pads, just in marker form. So we will be doing a fun, easy background technique with these markers tonight. I'm just calling it splatter background because that's easier, or I don't know. I don't know that it has an official name, but this is an easy way to add a little pizzazz to your project. So if you've ever kind of made something and thought it needs something, but I don't want to like add another layer, or maybe you don't have the right embossing folder or whatever, this is a really good way to do it. So we are using the Round We Go stamp set, not the dies, just the set. Hello, Lucia. Well, it is busy here in the studio tonight. Thank goodness. I always feel like I'm, just talking into the void if you guys don't join me live. So, but yeah, we're going to use the Round We Go stamp set, and I've got a fun little thing for you tonight. We are only using two colors of cardstock, our basic white and real red. So this is a kind of a clean and simple card. And I did want to explain the difference between thick basic white and regular basic white. And, it's just the thickness. But the reason I use thick basic white for my card bases is so that my cards will stand up. Good morning from yesterday. Yes. I watched you earlier tonight, Lucia. So when you're using thick basic white, your card will stand up just like any other colored cardstock, because it's basically the same weight. But the regular basic white and the very vanilla are thinner. They are very smooth, they're great for stamping, and they're perfect for layering. They don't add a lot of weight to your card. But if you tried to make a card base out of this, it gets a little flimsy. So, especially if you're adding a lot of layers to it. So that is why we use thick basic white. Now, this does not mean that you cannot use regular basic white. Also, it doesn't mean that you can't use thick basic white for your layers. It'll work. So if you need to save a little bit of green, then, just get yourself a pack of maybe thick basic white and use it for everything till you have time to up it, and get the other. It's good morning from Tuesday there. Okay. Yeah. I think you're 15 hours ahead. And then you had that whole daylight savings time and that threw me off. So, or we did, but anyway. Okay, as always, I have given you a supply list link in the video description. So if you're ever kind of, wondering what was it again she used, what colors, whatever it was, all of that is there for you. So let's put those aside for a moment. Let's do a little stamping, shall we? Imagine that. So we have had some fun with the Round We Go. I know I did it like, 3-4 weeks in a row. I did this stamp set. So I gave it a rest for a little while and now I'm coming back to it. It's like I got a little fuzzy in there. Don't want that because I don't want my ink to pick that up. There we go. Okay, so we will start with the Real Red. You could ink this up with your markers as well. I do prefer for my photopolymer stamps to use my ink pads, but we will be using markers on one of them. So quick clean here. And you may have noticed as well that especially when you use reds or purples, that your photopolymer stamps kind of have a tinge to them. They're not, quite as clear and crisp as they were before. And that does not affect it. As long as you're going to go ahead and clean them off. See, you're not seeing any ink come off on there. They're just a little stained. Well loved. Now we've got some Blueberry Bushel, which is a beautiful bright blue. And then I will show you my original sample when we're done. My original sample was actually made with the Stampin' Blends instead of the Stampin' Write markers. So I did want to show you that you can do this with either of those products. Let's see. And then we want some little stars. So now, since I did not have I don't think I had the Daffodil Delight or the Crushed Curry in a marker, so I decided to go with Lemon Lolly. So this will look slightly different than the other sample you'll see. It's a little bit of a brighter, lighter yellow. We're going to add some sparkles all around. All right, oops, and let's do some of those on the inside too. We'll just do top and bottom corner, I think, here. Nice. A little extra pizzazz. You could throw a couple of those on your envelope so that the recipient knows something really fun and sparkly is on the inside. Always nice to know that. Okay, and there it is. Time to celebrate. All right, let's make sure I have this straight. So we're just going to line it up on the grid paper because this is a see-through one, so it's very easy to get it straight. Okay, now, so I showed you this technique before, but I do need to, I want to get this done too. So we will ink up these words in different colors. So using the side of the brush tip, I'm just applying the ink just to the part of the stamp I want it. And then we'll grab our Real Red. And remember, you need to huh on it because that'll re-moisten the ink. There we go. So we have a two-tone greeting to match our card. Love it. There are plenty of times when I want something to be two-toned, like flowers, if they're all in one, you know, the stem and the flower is all in one kind of thing. Oh, here we have very important information. 17 hours ahead. Yes, but my darn phone went crazy again. Hold on just a moment. There we go. I've got to figure out that setting. I did look around before live tonight and did not see anything, so I will check it again after we're done. But this is a very nice, clean, and simple card, right? Oh, one other thing I want to do with my yellow marker is I want to make some little trails because these are fireworks. So pretty clean and simple card, but we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit. And now we know how to spell that. Hey, Joan, how are you? Well, we've got the Australian contingency is strong tonight. All right. So we are going to take our real red and our blueberry bushel, and we're going to add some splatter to the background. And I've got some other samples that show you different ways that you can use this technique as well. So you're just going to put your brush tip inside the cap, and you're going to very gently kind of fling it. And it will take a little bit, I think. I will say I have trouble sometimes aiming this correctly. There we have some. You can see the little splatter there. It does not show up very well on camera, I will say that. My blueberry, I think, is juicier. So that one definitely has more ink flinging out of it. So, but that's a fun little way, you know, you've got your fireworks. So I wanted to kind of have very fireworky kind of thing. And that makes a clean and simple card a little more interesting, gives a little texture, right? So. Oh, so my sound disappeared when my phone went dead too, I guess. That's what's going on here. So I'll just need to make sure to keep touching my screen so it stays live. All right, so we're going to assemble, and then we're done with this one. This one's actually a pretty simple one. I do have, as I said, a couple more samples, but I also have some other show and tells for you tonight that are not related to this. So it's a good thing we had a quick card to do, right? So as I said, this one's super simple because only 2 colors of cardstock. We got 3 inks, not many layers. So this is really nice too. It's not going to add any extra postage or weight or anything like that. So there you go. Now I will show you my first sample. This one was done with Stampin' Blends. So they do offer a, I don't know, a thicker kind of splatter. It's just a little different. So there you go. That's the difference there. Okay. So a couple of other samples here. Another way I really love to use this technique, there they are, is to make sand for a beach card, right? So we've got our cute little seagull. And yeah, I just used crumb cake marker over the crumb cake paper and made some nice little textured kind of sand with that. Ah, that's fine, Penny. That's what the replays are there for, right? So, but yeah, again, pretty super simple. I did that cool tearing technique. So it added more texture to that sand. Absolutely love that. Okay, so there's 2 of them. I've got one more. It is also a great technique to make rain. So there is a raindrop stamp in this stamp set, but it's pretty like specific, right? So what I did was I masked off the area underneath the umbrella. So he wasn't getting rained on, but then it splattered everywhere else. So a few really good ways to use that splatter technique to zhuzh up whatever project you're doing. So super, super fun time, right? Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, yeah, I also wanted to mention again that if you are loving what we're doing with the Stampin' Write markers lately, which has been quite a bit, remember the starter kit offer that's going on till the end of this month. You can pick out 2 color families of markers free on top of all the other stuff you're getting in the starter kit. So, yes. Yeah, the Playing in the Rain stamp set is so, so cute. I absolutely love it. So for those of you not familiar, our colors come in color families. So they're basically a color family of 10 different colors. So the Real Red and the Blueberry Bushel I used today are from our Regals family. And then the Lemon Lolly I used today is from our Subtles family. So basically you can get 20 markers for free on top of all the other goodness in the starter kit. So there's a link in the description too for information on that. So if you want more information, you can reach out to me. You can click the link, all the good stuff. So, okay, so there's your original samples there. Now I have 2 other things to show you, 3 other things to show you, because Valentine's Day was last Friday, right? And at our last Stampin' meeting, the group that I meet with here, we made a cool Valentine's card. So I gave it to Russ for Valentine's Day, and here it is. It is a very cool fun fold card that will go flat and will fit in a regular envelope, but then it also sits up as kind of a tube. And it's got a little window sheet here so you can kind of float your main image. Lots of cool papers. And then there's a spot on the back to write your message. Super, super cool. So you guys want to learn how to make that one in a future Fun Fold week? Because I could do that. I have all the instructions now. So isn't that great? Love it. So it was super fun. It's actually really hard for either of us to make cards for the other one now because he's kind of always home. So so it's tough, and he might be coming through here and stuff. So it's hard to be sneaky and make things. So it was fun to make that at a meeting, and I had it all ready to go. So the other thing I wanted to show you, 2 more things. First is, if you all remember this Friday night Stampin' entry of mine, that was, okay, Penny, will do. Too busy. This was my foray into let's do some collage. I wanted to mix and match these patterns from the same, the Wildflower Designs suite. And I just kind of missed the mark. I felt like after I was done, even, I'm like, there's some things I could tweak. So what I did this weekend was I tweaked them. So here is the toned down version, I guess. What I did was I switched these 2 papers so that the more subtle one was bigger. And then you had just that little bit here. I also added the espresso border to this. And then I took my blends marker and added basically an espresso border to the blue as well. So that helps sets those layers off and they don't blend into everything. I took away all those flower die cuts because they were just too busy on top of everything else. And then I added a little espresso strip to the back of the sentiment to also kind of set that off. And kept my little embellishments and everything else. So what do you think? Did we improve? I think we improved. So I will also be posting this on the page so y'all can see them, next to each other. All right, last thing I want to share is what we'll be making at my upcoming class this coming Saturday. And I still have some spots open. So if you are local to Bloomington Normal, I am posting the link here in the comments. You can still register for this class. And we are making 3 cards and includes envelopes. So we'll be making this one. We'll be making that fabulous one. Love how bright that is. And then we'll be popping those seagulls in too. So super, super fun, right? Much cleaner, Penny. Thank you. So this is what we will be making at class on Saturday. If you are local to Bloomington Normal, if you're going to have to miss this Saturday, just know that every 4th Saturday I'll be having classes here in my home. So if you want to reach out, I will always post those registrations here on the page and in my newsletter, so you can get those as well. All right, great. All right, let me pop back up here for everybody. Hello, hello. And that's all I have for you tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. It was fun chatting with those of you who showed up live. If you didn't, I would love it if you could come one day too, Lucia. We would all just sit here and listen to you because we love your accent. So, but yeah, it was very fun chatting with those of you who showed up live. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions, just drop them into the comments or shoot me a message. I look at all of them. I respond to all of them. So if you have anything that you are dying to know, just reach out. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Here's a reminder that if you got some inspiration or learned some new tips, please share the video so that or you can just tag your peeps in the comments and they can be inspired too. So until next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.